Bloomberg calls for achievable Green New Deal. Okay. Former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg on Tuesday endorsed the idea of a Green New Deal that many House Democrats support, but said Democrats need to chase an achievable version of the bill, not a pie-in-the-sky version. Okay, well, guess what? I love this pie-in-the-sky thing they love to say. If we don't do something significant, the pie is going to fall out of the sky. That's what's going to happen. The pie is going to fall out of the sky. It's also been good to see so many Democrats embrace the idea of a Green New Deal. That idea has been around a very long time. A lot of elected officials have embraced the idea of a Green New Deal, and that's great. It's become fashionable to do so, Bloomberg said, but I think it's time as a party that we started putting some meat on the bone and laying out exactly how a Green New Deal would work, what it would include, and I believe that the plan should be bold, ambitious, and most importantly, achievable. I'm a little bit tired of listening to some things that are pie in the sky, that are never going to pass. This all sounds familiar. And that we just aren't going to afford. You know what I love? They talk about what we can't afford, but then when you ask why we can't afford it, they don't have an answer. Do you ever notice that? How can we afford cheaper prescription drugs? How can we afford the type of the healthcare that the rest of the industrialized world takes for granted? I don't know. They manage it. We're already spending the money, by the way. We spend more on healthcare than every other country that has a better system than us. We're already spending more than them. We just reallocate those resources. Boom, it's paid for. Oh, additionally, we spend more on war than the next 13 countries combined. How about we end those wars? Invest that money back home. Why don't we do that? Oh, also, we just pretty much print money when we want to. We also do that. So we could designate that for just social programs. So there's 3 answers. 3 feasible answers to the question, how are we going to pay for it? There's 3 answers to that question. Not 1, not 2, 3. We print money when we feel like it anyway. So we could just print money, designate it for those programs, and exclusively for those programs. We could do that. We're already paying for it. We just reallocate the resources. Boom, it's paid for, which is what a Medicare for All system would do. And, hey, we spend all this money on war for wars we shouldn't be in. Let's end those wars and reinvest the money back home. 3 ways. Just name 3 ways. That's 3 ways we could pay for a Green New Deal. That we could pay for sustainable solar. That we could pay for infrastructure. And some transportation solutions to get more cars off the road. 3 ways. And I'm just a random comedian on YouTube. And I know there's 3 ways to answer that. How are we going to pay for it? 3 answers right there for you. Howard Schultz is a billionaire who figured out Starbucks. He figured out that if you offer a coffee-themed milkshake on every street corner, you can become really rich. He figured that out. But he doesn't understand there's 3 different ways to pay for it. Mike Bloomberg, he doesn't know there's 3 different ways to pay for that? Why the hell not? Among those who have endorsed a plan to combat climate change, Senator Kamala Harris, hopefully that's sincere. I have my doubts. Elizabeth Warren, Kristen Gillibrand, all of whom have announced presidential bids. I'm pretty sure Tulsi Gabbard supports a Green New Deal too. She's not on this list though. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been the biggest proponent of the idea. So I don't know what Michael Bloomberg means by an achievable version. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Does that mean we just do a little bit? We just do a little bit. We just stop a little bit of it. We let some of it go through. So only some humans are just extinguished. So I don't know what the achievable part means, but here's what I do know. We need to act, and we got about 12 years to act. And if we don't act, there will be really significant consequences. It's hard to project exactly how bad it'll be, but it'll be pretty bad. And people in the science community that know a hell of a lot more about this stuff than I do have said that at the very least, our Earth will be unrecognizable in 50 years. And it's tough to say exactly how we'll adapt. can't even promise for sure that we will. So there's nothing pragmatic about an incremental solution to a catastrophic problem, Mr. Bloomberg. And I hope you realize that. But it's nice to know you're at least open to a Green New Deal. It's nice to know. That should just go without saying at this point. Everybody running for office, period, should embrace a Green New Deal. Everybody. Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. And the fact that they're not just shows how bankrupt and virtually non-existent our news media is, and how propagandized our society is.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and